Good evening. Welcome to the Professor and the Hammer podcast. I'm, of course, the Professor Nels Larson. With me, as always, my co-host, currently in the dark right there.
I'm trying to
the
share.
Hammer, former number one contender at welterweight,
Nope.
205 and above.
Middleweight, light heavyweight. No welterweight, and this guy's fast.
But. Oh, welterweight, duh. That's right. Okay. So, yes, the light heavy and the middleweight, former number one contender. And let's face it, I don't care where you put yourself in the card, the true headliner of Cage War 63, Mr. Richard Cloudhammer.
Thank you. No applause needed, but thank you.
This is like the Rolling Stones, like the last farewell concert. We know there's another concert in you, but we're just going to pretend like this is the last fight.
Again, last one was supposed to be the last fight, but then I just didn't feel right. So this one,
that's good. That's good. Yeah. And listen, I'm gonna make an announcement here because I've been a lot of people have talked to me about like, why is Rich doing this again? Rich is doing this again because let's face it, 2 of his last 3 fights were not who he was supposed to fight. Were not the weight class that we were supposed to fight at. And actually, the third fight was a guy who improved so dramatically between fights that it really wasn't the same guy we took the fight with, and that's Darnell Parker. Darnell Parker?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, like Darnell improved so much from his fight before you to when we fought him. Now he's a motherfucker. I'll say it. That dude's a beast.
He should be on the show. I don't know if you got my message. I'm trying to get him on the show like Thursday. Him and Ma, his coach.
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna do that. And then Jose,
Jose was big, but even Kenny, I didn't prepare for Kenny. I prepared for fucking that mentally fucking challenged idiot Devin, whatever fuck his name is. Jackson. Yeah, that guy's a fucking idiot.
Cartel member Devin Jackson.
Yeah, fucking idiot. So, I paid for his this guy. I paid for his flight to get here, and he fucking still didn't make it. I paid for it.
So the question is, did you serve your community service at Garage MMA, and are you the active president of the RJ Hayes fan club?
So listen, I'm not even gonna give that guy any clout because he's a joke, and I'm not gonna give him any.
Fun. Specify.
Okay. That guy, he doesn't deserve anything. He needs to just stop doing MMA and focus on his children. And people say, "Oh, he's living his dream. He's doing this." No, he doesn't train. He doesn't improve. He just goes in. Then he hitchhikes. His last fight, he hitchhiked back from Portland, like, bro, or Maine or some shit. Like, you flew out, how they got your fucking carcass out there to get fucking KO'd in like seconds, and then had a hitchhike back with probably what would he give you $700 for a profile? Whatever. That's ridiculous.
So it's weird when you mentioned that because I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was on Facebook. Can somebody give me a ride from like Worcester or something?
They flew him out there, or they?
I'm just joking. However, they got him out there. You drove out.
Curious because you would think that they paid for my transportation when I refereed a pro fight. I
get my transportation paid as an amateur, like if you're far away.
So, anyways, let's move on.
But real quick, anyway, and Justin. I don't want to ever be cool with Justin, but we're neutral, I should say. I don't really. I don't care if I'm cool with him. He's not somebody I want to be cool with. He's not somebody on my radar as somebody I care about. But I'm like, we're neutral. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Yeah. He it is what it is. You know what I mean? He said it didn't happen.
Over here, and we're cool.
What?
You stay over there. I stay over here. We're cool.
We're not cool. No, we're not cool. Cool is like we're not cool. I just don't. You don't register as. It's like I'm not cool with ants. Ants are in the vicinity. I'm not cool with them. I'm not fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as they don't fuck with me, I'm not going to fuck with ants. Like, we're not cool, but we can still occupy the same picnic area as long as you stay away from my food.
Anyone who watched the last episode knows I like turning Rich up a lot.
Yeah.
So I like to spin him up a little bit. And
we're not cool as someone like, I don't know. Like,
we don't have to worry about you jumping anyone in the dressing area, right?
I'm not jumping. I said if he wanted Cage War 63 is around the corner. If he can make 205, I'm at 205. But anyway, that's enough. I don't want to talk about these people anymore. I don't want to give them any more.
Lawton, he did say ants, right?
You know what's funny? That's probably I'm being very polite because I fucking love ants. I think ants are super fucking important to this world, so I'm being very polite. So
and Chris Buckley, you goddamn fucking right.
Exactly, you're right. We're wasting too much time. Let's get a real coach on who's actually accredited with many different things. A real fighter. Let's get them on here. And I will say this again. I respect the fighters at Garage MMA. I respect them. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
they're out there training hard. They're doing what they can. It's not their fault.
Right.
You know, whatever.
For those who are offended by what we just went through, I was just fucking with Rich.
I'm trying to clear this up. So like, hey, we're neutral. You know what I'm saying? We are just fucking carbon neutral.
Let's bring in Professor Mike and his fighter Isaiah. How you boys doing tonight?
How's it going, man?
Good. Hey, I think the last time we had a coach and fighter on was Clever Combat, and I believe we ended up talking after the recording until like 12:30 at night. So let's make sure we get to bed at a reasonable time tonight. Yeah. First of all, Professor Mike, how you doing, buddy? I'm the first time actually speaking to you. I know we've been in a couple rooms together, but never got a chance to chop it up. Always nice to have a Brazilian black belt with you. Tell me about yourself. Who's your black belt from, and where's your school at?
Sure. Yeah, we're from Wallingford, Connecticut. I have a black belt under Ricardo Cavalcante, which is a Carlson Gracie lineage. Isaiah is one of my students and fighters. He's been with me for years, and a lot of people don't, especially in New York, they don't know where Wallingford, Connecticut is. But everybody knows New Haven, thanks to our pizza. So I'm like two towns north.
I live between Albany and Saratoga. If I told you the town, you'd be like, I don't know what the fuck that is. So, and it's weird because now Richie and I live in the same town together.
I know. Exactly. Yeah, I just moved back.
We're starting our own jiu-jitsu combine where we're just going to be opening like mats everywhere and no furniture. But anyways, now
those swords.
Yeah, those are fucking swords. I was going to get to that in a second.
They're awesome. Like,
are those Naga swords?
Those are Naga swords.
Yeah. Naga swords.
I don't know if they can cut anything, but
I have
there.
I have a friend. His name is Jordan Rakuski. Shout out to Jordan. I used to be a supervisor at the state, and he used to tell me all the time, he's like, you ain't shit until you win a Naga sword. Like he thought it was the coolest thing and the most ridiculous that they give swords to children in a fucking Naga tournament, but fuck it. Both my kids have won them.
I always wanted one. I'm fucking pissed. Like,
listen, I think it's a marketing genius ploy to give swords because all the kids see it and they're like, yo, take me to that tournament. I want a sword.
I don't like
and then they give the swords out at a casino and security has to get on the mic and be like, hey, don't let your kids take the sword out. We're going to arrest your 6-year-old.
What I really want to do is to get a big kid showing at like Twin City Casino. I'm assuming that's the one you're talking about where they have Nagas all the time, or at least they used to. And just have a whole bunch of women just cut the zip ties off and be like, just go fucking nuts. Like, you can't catch all of them. I guarantee you won't catch all of them.
No, and that's a true fucking samurai showdown right there.
So there's Cavalcante. Is he in Hawaii? Is there
no. He's out in like the northern Texas, Oklahoma area.
Do you know if he has a affiliate out in Hawaii?
Oh, he might. We have so many affiliates at this point. I don't even know where everybody is.
My black belt is from Professor Jukau out of New Jersey. And when I went to Hawaii, I tried training with Helson Gracie out there, and he wasn't on the island when I was there. But I could have sworn Jukau told me to go to Cavalcante, and he had like 3 skulls was his logo. But I never got down. So I don't know if that's, you know how a lot of guys have a lot of common or similar names. So I didn't know if that was the same association.
Wow, cool story, bro. Isaiah, what got you into fighting?
It was a cool story, motherfucker.
Wow. Hey, I saw this skull logo. Okay, fucking nobody. Okay, wow. Tell us more about your Hawaiian vacation while these guys are on at 9:39. Isaiah, what got you into fighting? Like, what drew you to it? You're an EMT, so you like healing people. What makes you want to hurt people?
Yeah. So I'm a paramedic. So I go ahead. I like to help people, but you know, every now and then people get me a little frustrated on the job. I got to take it out somewhere, right?
There we go.
Do you find being in your field that it helps you in terms of, especially jiu-jitsu, just being educated in anatomy and the way things bend and don't bend?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I know what ligaments are in your ankle, what ligaments are in your elbow. I know what's going to hurt, what's going to cripple you, right? I know what I have to attack in order for you to get hurt, right?
Do you know the dim mak is the question, the death touch?
No. Again?
When did you ever see the movie Bloodsport?
I said you're probably way too young. Way too young.
My Professor Mike knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, listen. Our black belt who comes in to teach on Thursdays, probably every other week makes the same dumb joke about, hey, we're gonna do the death touch tonight. We're gonna do the mock.
So I just renewed our insurance, and it asked us on our insurance writer if we teach the dim mak. I shit you not. It was the most hysterical thing in the world that someone thinks it's a real thing. But let's get back to you being an EMT. Now, are you an EMT or a paramedic, and what's the difference?
Okay, so a paramedic, right, is I'm a paramedic. So as a paramedic, we're advanced life support. So I can give a range of medications that like doctors can give out in the field. I don't need a doctor to give that medication whatsoever. As an EMT, you basically bandage something or you
Stabilize them.
Go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I never knew the difference. That's awesome. I thought they were just interchangeable. That's crazy.
I'll tell you after why I asked that question, Rich, because I had a big fight with Alan tonight about what's the difference. And apparently Alan Gadoff, my business partner, was correct. There is a difference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, big difference.
Chalk went up to Alan. Hey, when he wakes up in the morning, he probably went to bed 2 hours ago. When he wakes up in the morning and watches this,
Yeah, he's gonna be all of me.
He's vindicated.
So, how did you become a paramedic? Like, what was like? Did you always want to be there, or you just kind of fell into the business?
Yeah, no. I kind of fell into the paramedic role. I kind of needed something to do in kind of that weird period between high school and like college, right? You kind of take that long period to figure out what you want to do. So I became an EMT, and then from there, I saw just the craziness in the streets of New Haven. You know, the gunshots, the stabbings.
Sure.
I kind of wanted to do a little bit more. So from there, I was EMT for about 4 years, and then I went to school, which is another 2 years to become a paramedic. So,
how old are you, Isaiah?
26.
Nice. Oh, so this is your first MMA fight, correct? But it looks like you've had like boxing matches or Muay Thai?
Kickboxing.
Kickboxing. Okay, cool. I saw some pretty cool photos. Your coach sent me, Professor Crew, well, all the above, sent me. Oh my god, and that's awesome. So, like, what's your goal with this? Just do a couple amateur fights, go pro, or just see where it takes you, or?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to go pro eventually, right? You know, get my feet wet, you know, really get that experience now and get more comfortable than I'm already in there. But with that, hopefully I go pro, you know, and somebody has to represent New England. So.
I got you, buddy. Yeah. What's your belt in jiu-jitsu?
Blue belt.
Blue belt. Okay. Cool. Yeah, like I'm always interested in the jiu-jitsu part. Do you see the what was your preferred style of MMA? Are you going to be looking to keep on the feet, or do you not want to disclose, which is cool, or are you looking to take it to the ground?
Oh, I mean, I'm comfortable wherever it takes me, right? So we have a game plan. I'm comfortable striking. I'm comfortable on the ground.
Okay.
Good at both. Right.
Are you what's the word? So Muay Thai, did you fight on the card that I was refereeing at, or no?
No.
He wasn't. Okay. No. And so who are you fighting at Cage Wars?
Cody Stone, right? Or
Cody Stone, I believe is his
Cody
name.
Stone. Yep. He's from the Leprechaun Gym. Goju Ryu.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, one of these days we'll get to pronounce that correctly.
Goju Ryu Kai.
That's okay. All right. It's nice to have an educated black belt on the show, by the way.
Yeah. I try.
Like myself. We remind you to go to CageWarsMMA.com, buy tickets for Cage Wars 63.
Now, Nels, I'm a little disappointed in you because usually you have all this stuff researched and you're the knowledgeable person here.
I do, but like, dude, you know what's going on personally with me, and
I know.
I just like literally, and Richie's right. Richie, I usually have by like 9:15. I have all the invites out. I have everything set up. I'm sitting 15 minutes, and usually Rich comes in about 10-15 minutes late. Rich is texting me at 9, like, yo, where are you? I'm like, oh shit, I forgot totally about it. So yeah, I've been a little busy today, but we're back on track. Yeah, I'm definitely lacking in my research today.
Yeah, so we apologize for the unprofessionalism. We got a lot going on. Well, we're trying to cram like a bunch of people because like this card's so big. There's like so many fighters we have to interview, and usually we don't give it. But this one's like, all right, this is the last card. It's like exciting because there's so many big fights. I mean, like, for A to Z, there's no bad fighter. There's really the past couple cards. There hasn't really been a bad fighter on that card. I mean, everybody's really good schools. It's cool. You guys are kind of branching out over here. Like I met you at that Muay Thai event. And then so it's like it's cool. You guys are branching over here in Cage Wars. So we're probably going to see a lot more of your schools.
Yeah, we get around. We're all over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh,
say
you said
something.
you have 11 fights in the next couple. I'm speaking. We have 11. You have 11 fights coming up or something, right? You said.
Yeah, I mean, listen, let's be honest. Shit falls through, but
Yeah.
right now we have 11. I'm trying to get like 13.
That's awesome.
For the next like 5-6 weeks, just
Yeah.
every weekend, right in a row.
How do you space those out? Like from someone who runs a gym, and like you always get the guys who are always like gung ho, and then as it gets closer, like I don't really know if I want to do this, or like dude, the worst part of my gym was this fucker right here being successful in MMA, because then everyone who had an inkling of being an MMA fighter said, well, Rich can do it, I can do it. And then you run into people and you can tell the closer you get, you're like, no, they're not making it all the way across the finish line. Like, how do you manage that? And how do you manage going to different promotions? Like, that's always tough.
So actually October 1st was our 12-year anniversary. So I've been doing this pretty long time. Fly under the radar. People don't know us, but once you know us, we got a bit of a reputation. Even if we lose, I mean, you come out, it was a fight. You know? But I've got a pretty good reputation in terms of the promoters. A lot of them know me. They've known me for a long time. So, they work with me. They get me a lot of fights. I've got a tiny little gym, and it's just crammed full. Probably a quarter of our guys are active fighters.
Sure.
Another quarter are people who just, they don't have the time anymore to do it, but they're still training.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never really had any issues. I think one guy ever missed weight by like a pound.
Yeah.
Never really had an issue getting them across the finish line. If they're not ready to begin with, they just don't even make it through sparring.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing I always struggle with is like, I want people to want to compete. I'm a competitor. Before COVID and I messed up my neck, I was like, somewhere around 10 to 15, 20 matches of competition, jiu-jitsu, worlds, the whole 9 yards. And then, so like, I don't ever want to be discouraging for someone who wants to compete, because, it's dangerous in cage, jiu-jitsu, cool. You get tapped out, you get choked, you get tapped, whatever, no big deal. But MMA, man, you are looking at, what are we looking at, Rich?
My pet monster, bro. You know how rare that is?
So, wasn't he talking about my professionalism before? Anyways, I never want to try and basically be like, you're not ready, bro. But that's sometimes you have to do it in MMA, because you got to protect your students from harming themselves.
Sure. I just tell them they're not ready. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that, buddy.
I don't care.
Listen, I might be getting your phone number off this and be like, hey, Tommy, call this guy Mike and tell him you want to fight. I'll just be like, yo, Professor Mike, tell him he's not ready. He's good.
Yeah, you suck. Just give up. It's fine.
This suck. You give up. Move to Connecticut. Sign up for a new gym out there.
Isaiah, what brought what brought you into this gym, and like what was your first discipline you started training in? Like,
yeah. So I started training.
Can I rephrase that? Did you have the intent of doing MMA as a whole, or did you kind of like go in doing kickboxing or some shit, and then like, or like or jiu-jitsu, or and then you kind of like, oh, I'll try this out, or what was the?
No, I mean, I've always known I wanted to do MMA, right? But you have to start somewhere, right? So I mean, a lot of times now, a lot of gyms, they have just like mixed martial art classes, but they try to teach everything at one shot. But I started off with jiu-jitsu, and then I trained that for a while, and then I got into Muay Thai, and then from there, me and Mike, we just kept training for a few years, and then eventually I had my first kickboxing match, and then I had my second one, and then a couple smokers here and there.
Yep.
And we just had a discussion. We're like, hey, there's an MMA bout coming up. I think we're ready to do it, and that's where we are.
That's awesome. Fantastic.
That's awesome. So you did not go in there anticipating to pursue a career in MMA?
No, I think I wanted to do MMA straight from the get, but I also wanted to do kickboxing matches strictly, as well as jiu-jitsu matches. I wanted to get a feel for everything.
Okay.
Right before I hop into the MMA ring and see what it's.
I get a lot of guys who jump into the MMA who are good on the mat, good in the striking, but then they find out that competitively they're not in one area or the other, so they decide they want to go take a step back, either do jiu-jitsu tournaments or do kickboxing / Muay Thai fights. So It's awesome. I 100% endorse the way you did it, which
Mm-hmm.
is learn all the arts. One of the greatest things about coaching Richie was that he was a purple belt before he decided to do jiu-jitsu or MMA. If he ever used jiu-jitsu in the cage, we'd be, probably the defending champ, but we'll talk about that another day. Anyways,
so let me bang, bro.
let me bang, bro. Yeah. So what's like? This is your first fight, obviously. Is there any chance you come out of this and you just like, fuck this, I don't want to do this anymore?
Oh, probably not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
I always tell people, go and do it, and then evaluate yourself 10 minutes after. The first time I did jiu-jitsu, it was horrible. Literally, I thought it was like a 20-minute match, and like 30 seconds I'd come off the clock. I'm so exhausted. And then as soon as I was done, I lost like 2-0. 10 minutes later, I was like, I want to fucking do that now. I want to do it again and again and again and again. So like, that's why I always tell people, if it don't matter if you lose, right? It sucks you lose. But if you come out of that saying, I want to do better, Jesus Christ.
Check on your coach. Is he okay? Did you just fall?
Technical difficulty. I fell off the planet,
Check on your coach, man.
So that's what, like I said, you're not coming in this as a newbie to competition.
He got like 3 fights already. He's going to be fine. He doesn't give a fuck.
That's great.
Like, what the hell was I going to say? I had another question, but then Nels started droning on, and I'm like, I forgot what it was. Keep going, Nels.
So, but that's why I'm this is your first time into this. So
and Mike, you've been coach student for a long time. It's like that's awesome. That's like me and Nels kind of similar, symbiosis. So it's like that's a huge help. You know what I mean? Like, and that's cool. How far were you guys from the casino? Like, which is literally 2 minutes from our gym, but
about like 2 hours and 20 minutes roughly.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, it's really not that bad of a drive.
It looks like a really clean facility too. It looks awesome. That graphics.
Yeah, Mike, what's your competitive background? What have you done?
So oh my God, I grew up doing all the traditional martial arts and everything.
Okay.
That's why I was joking about all the titles, because I could be like crew professor, sensei.
Yeah.
I don't like any of those honorifics. I don't even like the whole professor thing. I think all of those just kind of make like for a culty atmosphere.
Yep.
And a lot of expectations, like, yo, you better call me professor, otherwise what? Like, it's just weird, the whole thing. So, I don't have a PhD last I checked, so I don't really need that title. I understand we work really hard to get the black belt, but like, leave it for the guys who are going through the academics. But I started doing jiu-jitsu and MMA at the end of 2004. Long time ago.
Mike, how old are you? You look super young. That's you just like.
I know. I got a nice baby face.
Oh,
yeah, man. I got a nice baby face. I'm 37.
Okay, yeah,
Isaiah.
Listen. What? Be careful. I could say some things, Isaiah. But I'm 37, so I've been around a while. But the you were talking about Naga before, but like I remember like my first tournament, there was overtime, there was sudden death, and so like that's what I went through back in the day. So I did a bunch of jiu-jitsu, nothing digital back when they had the little blue and yellow cards that you had to bring to the table. I did a couple of amateur kickboxing matches, but I never ended up doing MMA. There wasn't much at the time back then, and I loved kickboxing a lot more. So when I opened my gym, I wasn't a black belt or anything, and I hired out a bunch of other black belts to come in and teach. We've always had at least 3 running, but I didn't want anybody to do MMA without having some kickboxing matches, a bunch of jiu-jitsu tournaments. So Isaiah is one of the guys who really put the time in to do the kickboxing, to do the jiu-jitsu tournament.
In your posts and stuff, you keep saying like finally, about
and it's
like
and his kickboxing matches were before the pandemic.
Wow.
Okay.
That's awesome to see. Like a lot of guys throw themselves to the wolves because it is really fun. It's exciting, get out there, but it's like, and you could be successful and work your way through it. But I find this is just kind of what I think people, so that they go through that and have a little bit of early success. And because it's like, you're fighting the first 1 or 2 fights, just kind of guys sometimes off the street, whatever. And then it gets a little hard. You have a couple losses, but like without that, like the right mentality of like doing this for a long time and experiencing ups and downs, competing in other things, they'll give up, and they shouldn't, because it's like, hey, like this is a long road, like it's amateur shit. Go 0-10, go 0-20, and then go, you know what I'm saying, like get that experience. It's a lab, and we try to teach that around us and try to tell people like, it's overused now, the win or learn fucking bullshit, but it's like, it's true, but it's like kind of overused, but it's like, even try different things outside what you normally would do once you get like a little more stable in there, because it's all disappears once you want, if you have aspirations to go pro. And it's like, my biggest thing, I've talked this a million times, I'm not going to go ad nauseum on it, but like, you find a lot about yourself when you lose, like, and it hurts and it sucks, and you have to really evaluate what you want from this, what you want from everything in life. And you know, to be too deep from it, but like, if you give up, you'll never get there. And it's like, I think that's going in well prepared is like, you know, it's like, hey, cool, I lost, but it's just a fight, and I still am highly trained, and okay, I did something wrong.
99% of the world.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, if you don't have that, I think sometimes people, like, they give up, they get into their own head, and it's just like, it's just part of the fucking sport, man. You don't win every basketball game. You know, the Bulls were the greatest team ever. They still lost 10 matches or 10 games, you know, that game, but whatever.
But first of all, I love your take on the professor thing. I don't make anyone call me professor unless my professor's around, because I don't want to do push-ups. Where did you go to Nagas when you first? What year did you first start in?
Are you from Connecticut?
God. Yeah. I'm from Connecticut.
Did you go Twin Rivers?
I remember it was a really nice gymnasium with like a second floor balcony. It must have been like Rhode Island or out by Boston somewhere. This is forever ago. I actually wasn't even doing jiu-jitsu at the time, and I just wanted to challenge myself, and I jumped into a Naga and just went for it. There were no rules about heel hooks. I had an Eddie Bravo book. I had a Marcelo Garcia book at some point. I don't know if I had that before my first tournament, but I learned what a heel hook was, and I basically just went at the guy and heel hooked him, and I heard a nasty crack.
Yikes.
Naga
was the Wild Wild West back in like the early.
But then it was a draw, so they went to overtime, and I heel hooked his other leg, and it cracked, and it was a draw, and so we went sudden death. I was exhausted because we were like 7-8 minutes at this point, and he basically just tackled me, got a point, and won.
Someone should taught that kid how to tap. I guarantee he's probably in a wheelchair right now.
Yeah, I probably fucked him up real bad.
But yeah, so we used to have to up in by Albany. We used to have to go down to Newark for Nagas. But my first ever Naga I signed up for was out in Boston. It was actually, like I said, it was Twin River Casino in Rhode Island, and I got 3/4 of the way there. Someone called me and said, "Tournament's canceled. Water main break. Go back home." So me and my buddy who went out there, we went to the Foxwoods, fucking gambled till like 2 a.m. and drove back home. But so it is what it is. So I got a question for you guys, because this is going to link into our second guest here, and we'll keep you guys on the horn here for our second guest too. Massachusetts people have a history of winning titles in New York and not coming back to defend them. And I can give you a whole list of them that have done it. Do you guys know of people like that in Connecticut, like that, like to kind of go out and get one title and go back home and continue to fight home, or is that not a thing for you guys, or not a thing in your area?
Basically, how many times you guys defended those Naga swords on the wall?
Well, the problem with the swords is my kids, they get older, and then they're not allowed back in that division, you know?
Send them back in. Send us the champ.
You know, I think that's that's just a symptom of like the amateur fight scene in general.
Yeah.
100%. When Isaiah,
I know, like,
you're 170, right? Is that what you're fighting at, 170 or 155?
No, 155.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it was 170, because I thought that dude you're fighting, I thought he competed at middleweight before, so I thought maybe I thought 170. Like, so maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, he just kickboxed at like 180. Yeah.
Right. That's what I thought. Okay. So like, because I did research on this. I mean, just a little bit. Unlike other people, I take this really seriously. So, like.
Were you playing Nintendo headphones like 5 seconds ago?
Bro, my fucking kids, this computer is like fucking deluxe, and they, of all things they play is fucking Roblox, and they downloaded some editor thing that fucked my computer up. Bro, I'm gonna kill it. Look at this thing. It has lights, bro. I never had a computer that fancy. Like, as fancy as fuck. It has like rainbow lights, and they're fucking it up. But whatever.
Hey, let's bring our fifth member of the team in tonight.
Hey, well, before we even guys,
go ahead.
we're obviously gonna segue to him. Thank you guys so much for your time, and like obviously, I know Isaiah, you have to go because you actually have important work to do, saving lives, I believe.
Thank you for all your work in that.
Before you guys can more than welcome to stay and hang out, whatever. If not, just say fucking peace. But also before we go to the fucking truth, please say thank you or whatever you want to say. Use your form, sponsors, people, whatever. So
we'll start with Professor Mike.
Yeah.
Oh no, listen. I'm gonna be sticking around. So
Oh yeah,
I don't have to say
all right,
anything.
cool. Isaiah,
Let
give a shout out to
Isaiah
your
talk.
team, anyone who supports you, sponsors, so on and so forth.
Yeah. So, I mean, thank you guys for having me on, right? And
Anytime.
asking the questions and then kind of getting my name out there, right?
Of course.
As far as sponsors, hey, if anybody wants to sponsor me, drop a comment, add me on Facebook, and how it goes, right? Hopefully, my opponent makes weight. I got probably a lot of people coming, right? I work at a firehouse. A lot of them said they're gonna show up. So.
Yeah, he's like I don't know him. I know he goes to Goju Ryu, I believe, but he seems like a game fighter. He fought a Goju Ryu. Pardon me. It's Ryu and Ken was like I already said Ryu growing up Street Fighter, so that's how it's in my head. He's fucking Fireball. So all I think about is when I hear that name. But but he seems like a game dude. So I think he's professional is not the word, but professional is the word because
Goju seems to never miss weight. I haven't seen him miss weight in the last couple.
Yeah, and he's always game to fight.
Yeah,
so.
Good. All right. So hopefully you make that 155 limit.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, man, dude. Thank you. Keep going. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but with that being said, just expect a pretty good fight, right? I'm always ready to stand and bang. My striking is good. So buy tickets, come watch this fight.
It's going to be the best card.
MMA.com, Cage Wars 63. Come see my man Isaiah taking. If you guys need anything, we're like literally, Richie said, we're 3 minutes from the casino. If
we have
you
a
need,
sauna.
we have a sauna in there. If you need any help cutting weight, let us know. We're always, unless you're fighting one of my guys, but we're always open to help out any team that, especially with a black belt.
But yeah, even come down if you want to like warm up, or whatever. Like the gym, like I have a key. I'll be there. I'm fighting that day too. I don't know if you know that, but so I'll be.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Off,
So, Mike, if you want to catch class, come down. We have class on Thursday night after weigh-in, so it's up to you if you want to come hang out. So, all right, guys, let me bring in the truth. Tom Duffy, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. All right.
All right.
Can't see you, though.
Doing? You can't see me?
No.
I can see you.
Oh, Tommy Marcelino's in the chat. I love Tommy Marcelino, baby.
The king of Amsterdam.
Tommy.
Co-owner of Cage Wars. Tommy, I need you to stop in sometime, buddy. It's been too long since you stopped into the gym. So, Tom, how you doing, brother?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing great. This interview has been a long time coming.
Well,
what do you want? Time out. Are we on a walkie-talkie? You don't have a camera? What are you doing?
Bro, I'm stuck in 2005, brother. I don't know. I got a phone and I got a selfie stick.
There he goes.
And my wife just bought this new luxurious couch. Are you kidding me?
Well, what is this? You looks like you're using a flip book right now.
Yeah, fucking 12 FPS.
I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I got like an iPhone like 8, maybe. I don't know.
I feel like Tom is broadcasting live from Mars.
Yeah. No, broadcasted live from 2005, bro. How are you making this happen? Just fucking with you, man. I'm just glad to have you on. I love you.
No, honestly, the truth is like that's probably how a Tom Duffy segment's going to be. Probably a little glitchy, but I was listening to the whole story. Isaiah comes from a great background. And then you get me on the show, and it's like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Who's this Massachusetts guy?
What? That's why you're second, buddy. That's we decided to go classy first. We're almost past 10 o'clock where we get a little raunchy on the show, and
no, hey, it is what it is.
So how you doing, man? How's your haircut? Looks
good,
fresh.
Man. Does it look good? I just cut it. I was supposed to cut it earlier.
Looks good.
Trying, man. I'm a jack of all trades.
How's training going, man? I mean, you took a little bit. I know.
Good.
We're you were friends on social media. We talk here. We talk, and like I know you took a little break from your whatever you're doing personal training.
Yes, sir.
Break from barbering and focus on kind of you. And then you got married recently. You got a lot going on.
Yes.
And now you're back to the MMA.
Yeah. No, I got a very busy life after I competed in July. I took some time off. My amateur fight was taken 3 weeks before that Mike Tyson fight that you and I were both on. And it was a lot all at once. I kind of jumped into MMA like you guys were talking with Isaiah about earlier, how I just jumped into it. I never did jiu-jitsu, never did boxing, never did any of that. Just a fan of the sport, former football player who still thought he could, compete.
You did.
So
You did.
after
You did
that-
great. You did awesome.
Yeah,
you know?
and
That was a great fight.
I went out there. I just tried to show that I have some heart. I realized I had to get back on the mats, learn a lot of jiu-jitsu.
Mhm.
I also got my blue belt recently as well.
Congratulations,
So,
man. I know
Thank
you won
you,
a
thank
grappling. You had like a grappling fight. You won.
yes, sir.
Pretty
yes.
handily, which is awesome.
Yeah,
against a
honestly,
guy
like-
a considerable amount bigger than you too. You know.
Yeah, I challenged myself with that too. That was over at 180 pounds. I cut from 170 to 140 my first fight.
Yeah.
And then 3 weeks later, I was supposed to fight this kid, is it Jim Morse or James Morse, or I don't know who it was, but they're like, hey, he's out. We got this Sammy Makamba guy. Do you want to take it? I'm like, I'm still at 145. I mean, might as well. And I know that Cloudhammer was on the card, and I'm like, if there's Cloudhammer on the card, like that's a good way to get some publicity. So I'm like, I'm on it. Mike Tyson, you kidding me? So got on that. Was sick as a dog because at this point I'm cutting from 170 to 145.
God damn,
and I stayed that weight for 3 weeks. And people like they think I'm like dyslexic or something, which I probably am. They kind of just let me do it. And it's like maybe we should be a little more strategic, former football player.
You're a beefy dude. Like you're a solid man. So
well, I played football in the early 2010s, and those guys back then were like 210, 195, like crushing me. I played quarterback. I was, maybe 170 tops, just running for my life. But yeah, I love the sport of MMA, and now like I'm glad the results happened. I lost my first fight late in the third round by rear naked. And then the second fight, Sammy and I were in just a war, a battle.
That was bad. You had
it was gnarly
cut.
Nels, I think the last time I seen you, I don't remember much, but I just had a big gash. I think I seen you. You're back in the back with Cloudhammer. But yeah, no, it made me
Time out real quick. That's how fucking gnarly that cut was because Nels wasn't even in the state at that time.
I was in Pennsylvania.
He was in Pennsylvania.
Bro.
Yeah, he wasn't even in the state.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
So you missed a good one then.
Yeah, no, I was sick.
Probably
I called this dickhead, and of course, he made me feel like a fucking asshole because I couldn't get a pit in Pennsylvania for my daughter's basketball.
Yeah,
tournament.
I'm only fighting for a title in front of Mike Tyson. Why do I need my coach for 10 years?
Fucking hate it.
Nah, no big deal.
Anyways, but yeah, dude, like, why was that a no contest? By the way,
because when I was on the ground, he had struck me on the ground. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. It would have been a TKO in a real fight.
But it was novice rules.
Novice rules, yeah. He knocked me
Why
down
is that
the
not
first
disqualification then?
Honestly, Nels, to be honest with you, again, by these two fights, it really took me back and made me have to really realize the craft of mixed martial arts, right? Because I thought I knew what fighting was, right? I'm tough as balls, but it really had to take me back, and I was just a very green white belt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Arm bar, like this, like stupid. You know what I'm saying? But then when I really focused and was like, hey, I respect this art. That's why I'm listening to Isaiah's story, and it's like, brother, please keep doing the jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, get everything right before you get in that mixed martial arts cage, because it's a dog-eat-dog world in there. When that when that cage shut, I was like, okay, I got to turn the dog on because I don't have freaking Greco-Roman wrestling. I don't have freestyle wrestling. I don't have jiu-jitsu. I got two hands and heart, but like the truth is I don't have that. So it really brought me back. It's got me in the wrestling mats. Really been taking my training seriously. We got some cool crossover gyms in Springfield, so I'm just trying to get sparring rounds in all the time.
Now,
You're
grappling.
at Grit and Grizzlies, right? I mean,
Correct.
yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
love them, dude. I train with you guys.
Great wrestling there.
When you guys come into town for Combat Mule.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and like your coaches are great guys. Yeah, you guys have a good team there, man. I love you. Know what I mean? Like
we love cross training.
Yeah, I love that.
We love cross training with you guys.
Yeah. So you guys are tough as hell.
Tom, you live in Springfield?
I live right outside of it in the town called Chicopee.
Oh yeah, I know where. I went to college at Western New England College.
Okay. Yep.
I know
One of my
Springfield.
best friends went to college there, so I lived out there I basically had to move out there. My mom kicked me out. I moved into his apartment out there for a little bit in the ghetto of Springfield.
Yeah, there's quite a few of those.
Yeah, I'm about 10 minutes from that.
Yeah. Shout out to Hector, by the way, the upstairs neighbor who fucking was up all night. His kids are out in the street 3 a.m. playing. So that's a lively town.
Hey, Hector, tune in November 3rd.
Yeah, my man Hector and Mardi Gras too. If you guys are free,
I was gonna say, is the after fight celebration at the Gras or what?
Yeah, the Gras.
Yeah, he's at the Gras.
Because the only people who are
my
visitors
God,
call it Mardi Gras Cloud Hammer.
Yeah, I was a visitor, bro.
Oh my
The
God.
Gras is probably the birthplace of hepatitis. So
Yeah,
for those who
my
don't know,
gym's
it is a gentleman's club.
Yeah, that's a couple minutes from the gym. Can
Yeah.
say I haven't been there in quite many years.
Where-
Yeah,
where's
you're a
the-
married
where-
man, dude. Of course.
Where's the gym located?
Amen. 2 Bernie Ave in Springfield. It's right next to the West Springfield exit.
Okay, yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah. Over by
Um,
like the Big E, that area.
Yeah, I stopped going down. Have you lived there your whole life?
My whole life, yeah.
Yeah. So when they used to have it used to be called the Hot Tub or something like that. It was a club downtown. And so someone got shot there
Yeah.
in like 19,
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
98. I stopped going downtown for 2 years after that. I was like, I'm
the
done
salty
with
dog. Yeah, I don't know if you're probably too young for that, Tom, but like the
Oh,
salty dog
yeah.
is my favorite one.
this. Yeah.
Salty dog.
It had a
Yeah. No,
mechanical
I
bull.
was I was born in 95, graduated in 2013. if
Oh
that
my
gives you
God,
any
bro.
idea.
Fucking
If that
Oh
gives
my
you-
God, dude. That's crazy. I
Yeah.
graduated high school in 2000. So
Okay.
Oh, it's 2000. So back to fighting, buddy. So
Yes, sir.
you talked about doing grappling matches
Yes.
and getting your blue belt. Are you looking to grapple, or are you looking still to bang and rely on grappling if you have to?
I think, it whatever presents itself, to be honest with you. I've been comfortable more wrestling in my sparring. But we'll just see where it goes. I just like to fight. You said if Rich uses his jiu-jitsu more, he'd have more wins, right? But when you get in that cage, it's a passionate thing, brother. It's like, whoo, it's ready for war. This guy's trying to hurt me. So
exactly.
where the grappling, just jiu-jitsu, I love it because it's so like you're not getting smashed in the face, but you really have to be technical.
Mhm.
And that's why I would really love to like cross train with you guys and just learn different things.
Yeah.
I'm an open book now, because before it always had when I grew up in watching the sport, the guys I hung out with had like a negative outlook on jiu-jitsu, and I didn't even understand it. But once I started to like understand the sport of jiu-jitsu and then tie it into my MMA, it's like, oh my God, this sport is beautiful.
Mhm.
That's what really attracted me to the art instead of just like going in there and bang. But to answer your question, yeah, I'll probably stay
So
with gunfight.
just to clarify, because the mayor of Cohoes is always watching.
Yeah.
I have the actual official Topology has it wrong. Topology has it as a no contest. The official ruling on your fight was a disqualification.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, Sammy Makamba.
Sibyl.
You're this is the thing I love about you, Tom, because you're a really tough dude. Like that Rich Lang, he's from MVMMA, your opponent, and his last fight. I don't know if you watched it. Your coach was watching.
I did. Yes.
He was kind of scary to me because I saw like a clip of his first fight, and he just looked scary. He had a big right hand,
Right.
and
Yes.
Yeah.
and watch his last fight, very measured, very technical, like boxer and stuff. He's calm in there, and it's cool. I'm like, I saw you. I'm like, this is gonna be a fucking war because you're a dog,
Okay.
and it's just gonna be awesome to see. You push people, and you've been training, and I know you don't care win or lose. You're in there for the experience, So I love to
Right.
see you're gonna. I think Rich is a very talented fighter. I like him. He's gonna be on the show one of these days too. And that's always sucks when I see people I really like both fighting, because I don't get mad at anyone I fight. That shit doesn't bother me. It's a sport. It's a competition.
Right.
It's a different mentality. I know some people have to get mad, whatever. But and I know you guys have probably no bad blood or anything like that. I don't, but like it's just.
I don't even know why. Yeah.
So it's like, but it's still like, oh, fuck. I don't, I want to see them both win. But I'm just
I want to ask
competition.
Isaiah a question real quick. Do you know what this means, buddy?
What does this mean?
Gabe is the head kick kid. Isaiah, he has a
Different.
hernia.
It's different, Isaiah. I was looking at the chat, and Isaiah Hill asked when our crazy head kick knockout guy was gonna fight again.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you're getting some inside information or
No,
something.
Yeah.
no.
Dude, I saw that. I'm like, what?
So back to Tom. Tom, I think there's nothing scarier than fighting an opponent who hopped in the cage with not enough experience to hop in the cage, show that kind of fortitude, and now is applying to training. That is a scary individual, right? Because you see it all the time, and Professor Mike can chime in on this. You see a lot of guys who look great in the practice room. You put them in the lights, and all of a sudden the kid freezes and doesn't show. Like, I got a couple guys that have lost the last year or so who look so much better in the practice room. As soon as they get half naked in front of the crowd, all of a sudden they
It's
shit
different.
yeah. So do you feel
That's the best part, man? Taking out your shorts. Like,
listen, there's no one, like, there was like a brief second where I had talk Richard up, like, it'd be like, come on, bro, like, this dude doesn't hit harder than this guy. This guy doesn't have better jiu-jitsu, bro. And as soon as I give him that little confidence boost, all of a sudden, like, Ric Flair comes out of the fucking back. Yeah, exactly, bro. And it's so funny because, like, Rich in the back and Rich, as soon as like the cameras on him, are two separate fucking people. It's awesome.
Two different people.
Yeah,
I've seen it
you have
both
a
ways.
mental advantage over some people because you're like, dude, I've already had a fight go south. I'm tough as nails. Now I've trained fucking twice as hard for this.
Listen, Nels, wins and losses in fights happen all the time. But as you guys know, life in general is just a fight. Mm-hmm. And it's like I've had success in front of crowds. I've been embarrassed in front of crowds. It's an experience. I had 4 different guys that they asked me if I wanted to fight for this. Sorry, I'm tired. For this promotion, and I'm just like, I just want to fight. I just want to show that I can compete. I thought the fight with Sammy was rushed, and I just didn't feel like I put out my best fight. And I just wanted to, prove something. And when they gave me Rich at the very end, I was like, okay, I don't know him. On record, it looks good, 2-0 versus 0-1 with 1 no contest. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're 2 guys who love the art of fighting. We're going to go in there. We're both going to be excited, nervous, pumped up, every emotion you can have. And whoever has it the best on November 3rd is going to take the win. And that's kind of where my mindset's at.
I love that, man. I love
definitely. That. So let's talk about this. This is a question for all 4 of you guys. When you guys have all competed either in the cage or Muay Thai or whatever, do you get nervous? Do you get butterflies? How do you compose yourself as soon as they say fight? Rich, we'll start with you, buddy.
So how do I say this? I think in the back for a little bit, I'll get flashes of like, I don't like waiting. That's the hardest part for me. Cause like, if you're just like, hey, come on, you got fight in like 30 minutes. I think I'd be totally okay. I don't like the uncertainty. Even when I go to a fucking barbershop, I don't like wait. Just like, let me in, let me give them a thing. But the uncertainty, I don't like that. But I kind of just, how do I say it? When the music hits and I feel the crowd, I'm like, everything goes away. And right before, I think like when I walk to the steps, I'm like, oh fuck, here we go. And then as soon as I go in there and the cage closes, I'm like, oh, this is one way out of here. Well, 2 ways out of here. Fucking win or lose. So it's like,
right.
They don't have to think about it anymore. And that's why I try to tell the guys, like pep talk, is like, there's no thinking right now. It's just about, all right, cool. Like we trained for this. This is fucking it. I absolutely love being in the middle of center of attention. Like for something doing that I love, that I spend a lot of time at. And I don't give a fuck about losing. Like it just doesn't. I mean, I'd rather win. It's a lot more fucking cool when you do win. You know what I mean? I'll tell you that. But like when I lose, I don't lose friends or fucking family or anything. Like it's like So it's cool. So like the nerves hit in the back a little bit when I let myself overthink. Night before, I honestly, the first fight I think I was nervous for
weigh-ins.
Yeah, with weigh-ins, and even before it would hit me sometimes when people were talking about it. Like it'd be like, holy fuck, like yeah. No, I'm on still.
Isaiah.
But
are you done, buddy?
No, just give me 1 second. So like, but it comes in flashes, and then hey, my fucking wolves came in here. But then, yeah, and then, but yeah, then after that, like you said, weigh-ins. But then now the fights don't make me nervous. I think this one does a little bit because I'm taking a lot more I'm gonna say more seriously that discounts the other fights, but like, I know it's probably the end. You know what I mean? Like more than ever, and it's like that. And
weighs on you.
It weighs on me just because
you don't want to have it win, lose, or draw. You want to go either out on your shield or what. You don't want a quick stoppage. You don't want a clash of heads, a cut to stop the fight or whatever.
Yeah, and it's exactly. So it's just kind of like that. You know what I mean? It's like, but yeah. So sorry. I'll
cool. No problem, Isaiah. What about you, buddy?
Yeah, me. I'm not gonna say I get nervous. I get more excited more than right. I sleep well, man. The night before, I sleep like a baby, thumb in my mouth, wake up ready to fight the next day. So, but I also tune that into, I have kind of like two modes, right? When I'm outside of the octagon or the ring, very calm guy, very nice. But once I get in there, it's like a switch. It's like I instantly turn that nice guy off, and it's like.
Do you find the week of you're a little more short fused, a little agitated, a little?
No, not even, man. It's as soon as I walk into the octagon, I switch. It's weird. You might see it. I might come out there happy, good, and then once I get in the octagon, you'll see it'll change. Like, all right, he's on some shit right. But yeah, man. I train hard here so that the fight's easy.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, Todd?
Killers here. So.
Todd, you there?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I cut out. Do I get nervous? That's the question.
Well, basically, like, how do
I feel?
Whether it's nerves or if it's butterflies, how do you turn that off and get into the mode to start swinging at a man for free?
Yeah. I think Rich nailed it on the head. Like, you kind of overthink. You're like, okay, weigh-ins. Do I have my cup? Do I have my mouth guard? You're kind of thinking like things like that. But I would get like that even before football games. I would just kind of pace back and forth. I wouldn't say it was nerves. It was maybe a little excitement, a little like, ooh, like, all right, here we go. Because when the lights are on, it's like, you got to perform. That's what you've trained for. And like you said, you've seen guys in the practice room light it up, and then they go out there and they freeze. And I've even seen it the other way around, where some people are just like so lazy in practice, and then the lights come on and they are superstar. You know what I'm saying? They're Dwayne Johnson in the prime. And it's cool to watch. So for me, I guess it's just whatever the day presents, because you guys know how it is. You guys have taken so many fights. Sometimes you're sick, sometimes you're hurt, sometimes you're 100%, sometimes you're 90%. Like, it could all. Different opinions, different emotions for different days. So
one of my professors said best to me when I was at World Championships, and he said, "How was I feeling?" Like, "Oh, my shoulder hurts." He goes, "If you felt 100% fine, you didn't train hard enough for these upcoming matches." So no one ever comes in 100%. You just gotta fucking deal with it. Mike, I'm gonna change the question for you. Not only do you, because you have experiences, how do you feel when your fighter goes into the cage? It sounds like you and Isaiah have a very similar relationship that Rich and I do. It makes me, I want to throw up when I'm in Rich's corner. Like, I really, because I feel like that, like, if this was anywhere other than a cage match, I would hit the dude with a fucking chair because he's beating up Rich. But like, or Rich is beating him up, I just kind of hang out. But like, it's
it's me getting beat up lately.
Listen, I don't care how good Darnell is. He gets hit with a metal chair, he's going down. But how do you feel like when I got like going into a fight for Isaiah, man? His first fight, who knows? The whole thing's gonna go wrong. You know what I mean? Like, how do you manage that inside and not show like that there's nerves there?
Yeah, I mean, I knew you were gonna change this question for me, but it's two really different things, because for me personally, the only time I've ever been nervous is literally that first Naga I went to, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and it was just mostly confusion the entire time. I barely understood the rules. I was just like, oh, let me challenge myself.
And also,
I'm an idiot.
It was not mainstream like it is now.
No,
like now there's a jiu-jitsu on almost every corner. Back then it was kind of like, oh, are you doing cage fighting? Like, are you doing? Yeah, people didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Yeah, no, there were like 8 or 9 gyms here in the state, and so it's immersion therapy. The more you do something, the easier it gets, period. And in the kickboxing world, you find people have way more fights than in the MMA world. And I get that. It's a different sport. I understand. It's just how the sports are run. No one really cares what your kickboxing record is. I watched a girl like 1-4, 1-5 have a title fight, and she did fantastic. I mean, it was an amazing title fight, but nobody cares. If you go out there and you fight, it's great. So I've never really cared. I don't really get nervous except that one time, and it's totally different when I'm coaching, because I'm really worried about my guys going out there and getting hurt. And I think if you are a coach and you're not nervous that your guy might get hurt, no matter how well prepared he is, you don't care enough as a coach. Period. Okay. Like, you should always
be worried. Because I always see, like, internally, I'm like, am I just a bitch or what is it? But like, I've spent so much time with guys like Rich and other guys, and like it becomes like if he gets his ass kicked, it's my fucking fault because I didn't train him hard enough, blah, blah, blah. And then like he comes out, he's completely fine. We go have a beer, we go get something to eat, whatever. And I don't care that he lost. He doesn't care, he doesn't be like, oh, it's my coach's fault, whatever. So it doesn't fucking go away.
No.
Like
and you see this when it comes down to fights where you as an audience member, you as a coach, whether you're educated or not, you can see that somebody is in over their head and the coach doesn't step in to stop it. You see this all the time. And I don't hesitate. If I know, guys, he's done, like you got to step in and you got to do your job as a coach and stop it. And we had an incident like that. 2 summers ago, we were at the National Kickboxing Championships, and my guy, unfortunately, drew an opponent from a gym that had already beaten him. So they knew the strategy. They knew how to take him out. Yeah. We literally watched them warm up with the exact strategy. And we're like, oh, come on, really? And, by the end of the second round, he was basically gassed. He had nothing left. Yeah. And the ref came over looking at me, looking at him like, hey, what are you going to do? And I looked at him. I said, hey, tell me you can go out here in the third round. You can knock this guy out. And he looked at me and he said, well, I don't know about that, but I'll go out there. And I said, nope, we're done.
Nope, you're done. Yeah.
Done. Just like that.
Yeah. It's difficult, man. Cause you're like, you look at Deontay Wilder, not to change in the boxing, but he was getting the shit kicked out of him by Tyson Fury. His corner threw in the towel and he fucking left. Yep. He left that gym. Right. And the guy, his former coach is like, I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Because I care so much about him. I didn't want him to take unnecessary damage.
Yeah, he let that guy's career last longer by doing that.
Yeah.
But I think Deontay Wilder was like, that's disrespectful. I think that's such a disrespectful move, and like it is what I mean. The guy was looking for his safety. That's somebody who cares about you.
Right.
He's looking to because he tried to spin that like, oh, I could have won that fight. He threw in the towel, and it's like he was looking for excuses. And I hate like the first. I don't know. And I liked him as a fighter. Especially when he beat the shit out of that YouTube guy. That was the best.
Yeah.
Charlie,
especially in amateur fighting. Like, you're not getting paid. You're not getting.
That's what. So some fucking dude, like one of the guy I'm fighting, like one of his friends, and this is I'm not being disrespectful. The guy was like, oh, Jeff's the guy I'm fighting. His name is Jeff. He's like, on our page, he's like, oh, he's willing to die in there. You better be. I'm like, I'm not. Like, fucking that guy can have it. I'm willing to. I might get minorly inconvenienced. Maybe moderately, I'm willing to be moderately inconvenienced for a fucking amateur cage.
Well, listen,
I'm not trying to die anyway, bro. You're fucking crazy.
Hey, listen to Rich's 3 kids, his girlfriend, his future stepchildren. He went out like a champion. We had that at Cage Wars. Remember the guy having an Americana?
Yeah, jaw broke his fucking clavicle or whatever,
shoulder.
Because from a fucking Kimura, bro.
His coach comes in the back and says he didn't tap though. He didn't tap. And like, dude, your guy is never gonna do jiu-jitsu again. He's never gonna do MMA again.
He had a fucking
that guy his career.
He had a fucking infant at home. Like, you can't hold your kid now for 6 months, bro. You're fucking done. And listen, I love Tim. Hope he makes a fucking ton of money. I ain't dying for you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't dying for you. Like,
don't worry, Tim. I won't throw in the fight towel for it. Listen. Nothing sells more pay-per-views than Rich dying on pay-per-view. I'm just saying, like, that's how that story ends. That's gonna be something to go on, buddy. But anyways, so I just like, because I have over like 200 matches in jiu-jitsu, and I don't get nervous anymore, but I get the anxious. Like Richie said, like, it sucks for anyone who's competing in jiu-jitsu, sitting in a bullpen for a half hour, 45 minutes, waiting for them to call your name. And you sometimes you get tired because you're on your feet too much, and you fucking you start over analyzing shit. Like, is that guy my guy? Is that guy? Now I'm just cool, but at the same time, like, it doesn't mean as much to me anymore. It's like, I would really love to win that match, but if I don't, I still got my family, I still got my friends, I still have my gym. You know what I mean? So sometimes I wish I had a little bit more of that angst back, because I think that makes me a little bit better of a competitor. But Tom, who are you fighting against, and what gym are they from? I think.
Bro, how do you not know this bullshit? Rich,
it's not listed. It's not listed. Check Tapology. Check it. It's not listed.
Yeah, I don't use that website. Go to Cage Wars. Look at the fucking posters, bro.
Cage Wars doesn't have it listed.
All the hunks are on there. So you look. Tom, you got abs again?
Do I have abs again?
Yeah.
Not like that. That was
All right.
crazy. That's like 140
Isaiah's jacked
abs.
too. Oh, I'm like the only
Isaiah-
fat guy they put in these
Dude,
cards.
can we
Everybody
talk
else is all
about like
fucking
we
jacked.
had a health crisis on our team because Julie did my boy dirty
Bro.
and posted the fattest photo he's ever taken in his
Bro.
life when he's down
that-
to like what are you like 206 today? Like you are
Yeah. I was
easily
230
like,
in that picture.
literally we could if we really wanted to push and almost
What fight
kill
was that
Rich.
from?
That was from McKinney. I was 222.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, actually, no. Wait. You know what's funny? I was 222 that Monday or something like that. I cut to 206. That picture must have been taken. I must have been 206 in that picture. But I look fat as fuck.
Richie,
So-
I don't think I think that was I remember this happening. You showed up to Cage Wars. You flew from Georgia. You were not fighting, and the camera guy said, "Oh, let me take a photo."
You're right. You're right. I think
And
you're right.
that's why you
Yeah.
because you were gigantic. You look.
I was fat.
The
Yeah,
joke
you're
was
right.
that he looks like me with a beard,
Yeah.
and but because there's no way you weighed.
No, I was saying that picture was
in that
fat.
photo.
Because I said I didn't look that big in the fucking fight, so I was
You
like,
weren't that big against Jose either.
yeah. Well, Jose, I was.
What do you
lean
fight?
for. Jose,
What
I
are you
was
fighting at this one?
205. I won't fight any ever again at 185. I'm not cutting that fucking much weight.
The last two
Oh,
times,
The last time I seen
you.
you in person, you look like you were like sick or something. You look like you were dying.
I was. That was. I had food poisoning that week,
That's
Yeah.
what it was,
and
right?
I fought.
Yeah.
I fought like an idiot, but whatever.
Was that
That's Mike Tyson.
when you were eating blue chips and mayonnaise at night? Or
Yeah.
was that a different sickness? Oh, no, that was when you
that was
cross-contaminated
that
raw
was fight.
chicken.
I was delirious for that. I was cutting so much weight. Yeah, I'm fucking dumb. That was it was blue tortilla chips and mayonnaise. It actually tastes fucking better than you think. I know you're making
Look
that
at
face,
Mike. Look at
but
Mike.
it's better than you think, especially when you're fucking cutting weight and like, dude, I was eating clams out of a fucking can.
I
at one
can't do
point.
mayonnaise. Period. I
I
can't.
love mayonnaise. I
No,
love
I
mayonnaise.
can't.
Listen, mayonnaise and blue tortilla chips is the most Caucasian meal I've ever heard in my life.
Bro, that's how I roll, buddy. Fucking, I'm a European fucking disaster. What I all these right now has this truffle mayonnaise that I really want to try. Black truffle mayonnaise.
Oh,
Oh yeah, dude, mushroom mayonnaise, bro. Fucking, that's fucking what white people love. That's those white people in Ohio who go to the fucking woods and collect fucking mushrooms, bro. That's the whitest thing you'll ever hear. They go out there and just collect mushrooms. Like, what the fuck, man?
We got a bunch of those here at this gym, actually.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy to me. But guess
Dude,
what?
mushrooms
Like,
are
the
like
last thing I want to do is eat a mushroom off a fucking tree. I don't know. That's like the most poisonous thing in the fucking world is a mushroom. You to go eat those fucking things?
Mushrooms is like the new the new it supplement now. They like you listen to Joe Rogan and stuff like that, and they have all kinds of stuff to help with like traumatic brain injuries and stuff like that.
Well, dude, mushrooms also fucking created Last of Us, so I'm not fucking with it.
Listen, we already had one pandemic. We don't need a second one from Rich's fucking mushrooms they picked off.
Exactly, dude. I have the weakest stomach ever, but
Oh man. I think we're gonna start wrapping it up here, boys. Because I'm
But
old.
real quick,
I have to go to work.
the truth. If you ever want to come train, you said you want to come fucking down, man. You're an open invite all
Yeah.
the fucking time. I got
appreciate
a
that,
key
man.
to the gym. So if you guys ever want to fucking come hang out with me. All right.
Oh, perfect, man. Yeah, always looking to link up.
Yeah.
I do have cameras. Make sure pants stay on. Just saying.
Dude, because all right, well never mind. Invite
Yeah. Tom, you want to give a shout out to your gym sponsors, all that good stuff? Now's the time.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys again for having me. Shout out to Gratitude over at 2 Bernie Ave in Springfield. We're looking for guys to sign up. If you guys are around the area, you want to learn jiu-jitsu, we have a black belt there. Jeremy Ross, Jason Franklin. We're under Coach Kim. Got some good guys in there. We have John Vera-Wet, who's representing Puerto Rico in the Olympics
Vera-Wet's
coming up.
former Cage Wars champ.
Very well.
Yep, yes, sir.
He's a monster,
Yes.
dude. Nice guy, really
Yes.
nice guy too. Your coaches are
Very
such great
good.
people.
I appreciate that.
What the Bangarang Bullies? What's his fucking real name?
Chris.
The guy's the
Chris.
fucking man, dude. I have so many conversations with him. I
Yeah.
love that guy. Love that guy.
He's such a
Coach,
cool dude.
super cool, dude. He's a fucking monster.
Super
His
down to
kid's
earth.
gonna be a machine.
Warrior. Seeing that kid in the gym inspires me.
I
at
tell him,
my
I'm
age.
like,
I'm
yo,
20 years older than him.
I'm like, I wish I could fight like that kid. He's like 6. And I'm like, I wish I could fight like
Smooth.
that kid. Yeah.
Smooth. His double is ridiculous. It's unbelievable.
I just watch him hitting the bags. It's silly. But
It's just crispy. It's
Yeah.
so crispy.
his dad's a monster, so I guess that it comes from genetics.
Facts. That's the truth. But yeah, no sponsors. I mean, I am a trainer, Truth Fitness. I work at a gym called DX2. It's owned by my good friend Danny. She allows me to train there. So I'm just trying to get people in shape, try to better their lives, try to get past like whatever struggles they're going through in life. It's more than just fitness. That's why I got into MMA. It's more than just the fight, and it's the art, it's the family. So I'm just grateful to have that at Grit and meeting cool guys like you, getting me on the show. I appreciate the platform, and I'm just excited to get back to Cage Wars and just go out there and have fun, have a fight.
That's awesome. Yeah, if there's any people out here who are in the position to sponsor some people, make sure you give a shout out to Isaiah and Tom Duffy. These guys
I too like free money, so yes.
Yeah. It costs these guys money to fight. It's not even they're not even fighting for free. They gotta get their medicals. They gotta get over to the fights. They gotta pay gym dues. They gotta do all kinds of stuff. So like this is not a free ride for these guys. So help them out.
Like Rich was saying, I was a professional barber for 10 years before I even started doing training and stuff. So I took a big risk on doing that to set more time for my MMA career and my training career. I really took a chance on my life. I just was at a crossroads. I was making really good money cutting hair, and I still do it on the side, but I love this sport now, and I'm just in it. So.
It's cool. You two, Tom, Isaiah, you guys are inspiration, man, and everybody should fucking look up to you guys.
Yeah, Isaiah.
Different stories.
No, keep getting your education, man. That's dope.
Yeah, different routes, taking this, but it's like fucking trying to achieve your dream. It's fucking, that's awesome, man. That's what it takes. It's just
that's what I love about MMA. There's not one road. There's not one road. You when did you debut, Rich, amateur?
40. I was 40 years
40.
old.
Yeah. We all have different paths, but it's great, and that's just what's awesome about this. I've never seen anything like mixed martial arts, and it's cool hearing stories from Coach Mike and even just hearing your experience. I'm like a kid, just just wanting to hear all this information and stories. It's like, whoa, there's a whole new world that I didn't know about for the past 20 something years. So that's really cool.
I love to hear, like I said, hearing everybody's stories here. It's like all pretty intelligent people, fucking mature. It's not just like brutal fucking shit. It's like, but they love violence and like and the path.
Like Isaiah said, once you're in the cage, it's just
and the discipline. It's just everybody appreciates all. I mean, it boils down to fucking fighting's fun. But
it's funny how this show has morphed, because it originally was set so Rich and I could stay in contact when we moved to Georgia, but like ever since he's moved back, man, like the interview list has expanded.
I know it's hard to get. That's why we're so sorry to cram everybody together, but like it just I kind of like it because it's fun because everybody kind of interact a little bit and it just brings out different stuff. But like, and not so much pressure. But like it's just hard right now. We're trying to cram so many people in just because like this is gonna be such a fucking awesome card.
Yeah,
and, I love hearing everybody's stories. You said it's great. Like,
and Tim, if you want us to work the weigh-ins for the right price, we'll be willing to do after weigh-in interviews. So we're always scheming for something, but I think it'd be kind of cool to talk to each fighter after their weigh-ins, that kind of stuff. So
even locker room interviews. Let's get this real.
So let's not put Rich in charge of that. There's a couple gyms that may or may not want to speak to him.
I'm like, hit him up, Tupac, bro. Fucking.
But listen, I thank all of you for coming out. You guys are always welcome. If you have a fight someplace else or Cage Wars you want to get on, expand your brand. That's what we're about, man. We're about trying to push everyone out and get people to know who you are. And so when you go pro, it's go time. People are like, damn, I want Isaiah on my card, but that dude fucking exudes exactly where I want, or Tom or whoever. So good luck. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever, you guys stay healthy, stay on weight, don't do anything stupid. And hopefully you guys are safe in the cage, man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you good?
No, I just want to say everybody's fucking me about like how hairy I am when I have my shirt off. Bro, if I don't shave, like this is what I look like. Look how fucking gross that is. I'm like picking my fucking hair. So you guys should be all thankful that I shave my chest before I get in the cage, because this is fucking gnarly.
Before weigh-ins, we might have Tom stop by with those old clippers, break those down,
please, bro, whatever,
and knock that shit down.
And I'm sorry you guys are dealing with it. It means the edibles just kicked in because I'm pulling on my chest.
All right, with that, we'll say everyone be healthy and safe, and we'll see you guys at the fights.
Peace, you guys. Thank you so much, everybody.
Later.
Take care.
Thank you.